On November 26, 1930, a wild headline hit the front page of Canada's Medicine Hat Daily Journal. It said, "Village of the Dead." And man, that headline freaked people out. Word spread fast that way up in northern Canada, an entire indigenous village had straight up vanished. Like, poof, gone. No trace. Welcome back, guys, to another Knock TV video. Deep in northern Canada sits Lake Anjikuni. On its icy shoreline lived a tiny Inuit community, like 100 to 150 people, surviving mostly off fishing. This is one of those places where you can drive for hours and not see a single soul. The cold is brutal out there. Aside from fishing, hunters would swing by the area for game. That's how a hunter named Joe LaBelle ended up there on a freezing November day in 1930. He spent so long hunting that he didn't even notice night creeping in. His plan? Same as always, crash at the Inuit village for the night. The people there were super chill and always welcomed outsiders. So he packed up and headed over. It was a bright moonlit night, but the vibe? Dead silent. No people, no dogs, nothing. Only the crunch of his own boots in the snow. He'd been there plenty of times, but something felt seriously off tonight. Usually, the village dogs are loud as heck, but now, not a peep. As he got closer, the place just felt empty. You could see the huts and even smoke drifting out of some of them, like someone was inside. But when he got right up to the village, still nothing. No voices, no movement. Joe walked inside the settlement and completely froze. The whole village was empty, like everyone just dipped out at the same exact moment. And here's the part that'll give you goosebumps. Fires were still burning. Cooking pots were still on the flames. Food burnt to charcoal. Needles were left stuck in half-sewn clothes. It looked like people were in the middle of their normal routine, and then just vanished. Joe kept looking around, trying to make sense of it. Then he found something even stranger. All the village dogs were still tied up, and all of them had starved to death. And get this, their food was right there. Nobody fed them. He also spotted a freshly dug grave. Recently dug, like someone had been there not long ago. By now, Joe was officially freaked out. Being alone in a place like this? Yeah, no thanks. People in this region never leave without their dogs. But here, it looked like they left behind everything. Dogs, food, fires, clothes. Like someone hit a panic button and they ran. Joe booked it out of there and sprinted to the nearest telegraph office. He contacted the RCMP and told them everything. When the police arrived, they found the exact same thing Joe saw. At first, they thought maybe someone attacked the village. But nope. No blood, no bodies, no struggle, nothing smashed. Just empty. They launched a full-on search operation. Then they found something insane. The whole village was covered in snow, but there were 0 footprints. No tracks at all. Except Joe's. Meaning, nobody walked out, nobody walked in. Nobody went anywhere. The lake was frozen solid, and the villagers' boats were still pulled up on shore. If they'd crossed the lake or fallen in, there would have been broken ice. But nope, clean and untouched. Investigators also realized the village had been empty for days. The dogs wouldn't starve in just 1 or 2 days. The smoke Joe saw was from wood that had burnt out recently, still giving off heat. The cops were left scratching their heads. 100 questions, 0 answers. After months of searching, the RCMP finally stamped it as unsolved and closed the case. Fast forward about 50 years. In 1984, writers Roger Boir and Nigel Blundell tried linking the case to aliens. They claimed a hunter told them he'd seen weird flying objects, different shapes, hovering over the lake and heading toward the old village. They basically said, yeah, aliens probably took them. But with no hard proof, people shrugged it off. Since then, the story has turned into one of those legendary mysteries. And the truth is, almost 100 years later, we still don't know what happened to the villagers of Anjikuni Lake. How does a whole community just disappear without leaving a single trace? To this day, it remains one of Canada's creepiest, unsolved mysteries.